Yes, good afternoon. Sava here from Football Heritage TV. So it's been very, very busy at White Hart Lane, at Tottenham Hotspur Way, whatever you want to call wherever we play these days. It's been very, very busy. So welcome back to the show. Lots of rumours that won't go away, along with a few bids that apparently were actually real. So we'll be looking at that. And as I've entitled this video, Spurs have to sell to buy. Now, no one has said that, but I am saying that because of the way that we have run this club for the last 23 years. We all know that we aren't going to be a club that just go and drop loads of money without having made the money back somewhere. It's always been the way. We've always been very frugal. We've always been very, very diligent when it's come to the money coming in versus the money going out. Did it in the summer. A huge chunk of money coming in from Harry Kane, tiny bit coming in from Winks, tiny bit coming in from Sanchez, and it starts to pay for all your signings. I don't expect this window to be any different. I don't expect the summer to be any different. So with that in mind, we're going to look at what do Spurs need to sell in order to buy? Now, I'd love to sit here as a football club and say, you know what? Don't worry about selling anyone. Just go and drop this player in there, drop that player in there, go and buy loads of players. I just don't think that's how we operate. And when I say I don't think, I mean, we haven't historically operated like that. So Tottenham will need to sell to buy. Most clubs need to sell to buy. You have to keep evolving, getting players out to bring players in and getting transfer kitty, right? You can't always just expect the owners to chuck in their own money, especially at Tottenham Hotspur. So this brings me to my first story today. And you'll see from the thumbnail that I've put a picture of Giovanni Lo Celso, a picture of Brian Hill, more importantly, a picture of Emerson Royal. Now, Emerson Royal, the reason for that is this. If I share my screen with you, you can see here that the headline is nice and simple. A shock Emerson Royal transfer bid hands Johan Lang and Ange Postecoglou Tottenham Hotspur no-brainer. Now, before we carry on with what this story is, Emerson Royal has been somebody that has split this fan base. We have a lot of these players that split the fan base, players that some people don't think are anywhere near good enough. Other people think they're very professional and do a good job. Other people are probably a little bit more in the middle and are probably a bit meh about the whole situation. I won't go too deep into where I am with it, but I think you all know that I would happily accept a bid for Emerson Royal. I think 20 million is very generous for what is a very underwhelming footballer. I'll leave it at that. The article goes on to say Tottenham have rejected a bid from Saudi Arabian side Al Nassr for right back Emerson Royal as the January transfer window edges to a conclusion. The article goes on to say, it is very much all going on when it comes to Tottenham in the January market, springing into action very early on with Timo Werner and Radu Dragashin, etc., etc., etc. And it goes on to say that number could very well continue to grow over the next 11 days, with a few players at the club needing to get regular first-team football under their belts. Emerson Royal certainly isn't one of them, but that hasn't stopped his name hitting the headlines in regarding to the shock transfer move. Now, I'm going to question this. When it says there are players needing to get regular first-team football, Emerson Royal, of course, has been stepping in because of the injuries to Van der Ven and Romero, and there was no Dragashin. Now, Tottenham have all three of those available. All three available. And Ben Davies will be back at some point, and he was ahead of Emerson Royal in the queue as well. So I'll ask the first question, is it imperative that we keep Emerson Royal when we have one game a week? It goes on to say that Tottenham have rejected a bid from Al Nassr for the Brazilian international. The Saudi Arabian side are believed to be readying another offer, though as they look to add to a squad that already contains players such as Ronaldo, Mane, Brozovic and Aymeric Laporte. For Johan Lang, Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham, it should be a fairly simple decision if another bid comes in from Al Nassr for the right-sided player. Emerson may no longer be a regular at Tottenham following Pedro Porro's move to N17 in January, but he still has a vitally important role to play at the club moving forward. Now, right? He says initially starting the season in the team before seeing Porro take his right-back spot. Bearing in mind that was for one game, by the way. When we're saying he started the season, I mean one game. The 25-year-old has made a total of 18 appearances across all competitions for the Lily Whites. It is an even split as well between starts and coming on from the bench due to the amount of injuries that Postecoglou's side have had to contend with. Now, I'm not going to read out too much more of that article. I'm not going to read any more of that out. I'm going to ask you. We asked, and we talked about this in my show this morning, and again, it's a very, very even divide. Those that are saying keep him, great squad depth. He can play right back, left back, and centre back. Those that are saying this is not a good footballer. This guy needs to go. And there doesn't really seem to be a lot in here. You're either in this camp or in this camp over here. So the first question I'm going to ask you, where do you sit with Emerson Royal? If you were offered 25 million, they've offered 20 and it's been rejected. If you were offered 25, 30 million, would you sell him? Would you sell him now? Would you sell him not at all? Would you maybe wait till the summer? Can we get better than Emerson Royal? Now, I asked that question very much tongue-in-cheek for myself because I know that there's hundreds and thousands of footballers better than Emerson Royal. Some people really do rate him, though. I just wonder whether or not that's the standard we need moving forward. Now, I don't think I've got no problem if he is going to stay until the summer. For me, moving forward next year into European competition, 2 games a week, a game every 3 or 4 days, I believe, just me personally, that we need better than Emerson Royal. I also believe that we could get away without him being here for the rest of this season. I also believe that we could get someone in the last 9 to 10 days that's better than him. That's what scouts are paid for. But I want to know what your opinion is. Everyone knows my opinion. What's your opinion? Keep him? Sell him? Keep him for now, but sell him in the summer? What do you make of this? It's definitely someone that has divided opinion. For me, has a good game every now and then, defends well every now and then, but in general, his touch, his control, his passing, his ability on the ball for me is nowhere near the level of Tottenham Hotspur. And I keep being told by people, Sava, up your expectations. Sava, believe we can win a league. Sava, believe we're winning trophies. Sava, believe that Ange Postecoglou is going to win us things. Sure, I will, but not while there are people like Emerson Royal playing for Tottenham Hotspur. So let me know your thoughts on that. The second the second and third player I want to talk about was Brian Hill and Lo Celso. Now, Lo Celso is another one that's divided opinion massively. Been here 5 years, got a year and a half left on his contract, I believe. Comes in every now and then. Again, for me, has some very, very good games. Then has many more anonymous games where I don't really see him doing anything. Grabs the odd goal. Clearly a player of talent. Clearly a player of ability. But a player that's been here 5 years nonetheless. For me, this, again, if you are going to have to start getting players out, evolving the squad, rotating players out and bringing new players in, he is another one like Royal that sits for me, whether it's this window or in the summer, another one that I think gets some money before their contracts run out and reinvest back into the team. I know we get very emotional about the footballers at this football club, but if you want to buy players, you're going to have to get some money in. You're going to have to reinvest money that you've made. And some players will get you money. Some players won't. Lo Celso will get you some money. Højbjerg will get you some money. Royal will get you some money. Unfortunately, players like Lloris and Dyer didn't. We left it too late. So maybe we need to learn from those mistakes. So let me know what you think about Lo Celso. And the other one is Brian Hill, a player who has said he wants to stay and fight to play for this team. But for me, I just don't think he's up to it. Technically good with no end product. And technically good with no end product doesn't really leave you a lot, does it? It means he's pretty to watch on the ball. It means he does some nice flicks, some nice tricks, some good passes. But it doesn't really go anywhere. So let me know, how much would we get for him? Another one who's been here a long time now, never broken into the team under any manager. Let me know your thoughts. So that's Emerson Royal, Brian Hill and Lo Celso. And if those three, if you don't think it's those three, no need to abuse or shout or scream or sound being negative. Who in the squad would you sell to raise some funds? Because you've got to raise funds. If you want to bring players in, you've got to raise funds. It's a fundamental of business. You have to make money to spend money. Off the back of that, a player that Spurs have been heavily linked with by a few publications. I don't know how strong they are. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I'm just going to share this with you. Is Sebastian Szymanski. And I've brought up his Wikipedia page here. Sebastian Szymanski is a player that there are some Turkish outlets that are saying that Spurs are close to getting a deal done. I haven't seen anything from anybody that really tickles my fancy to say, yes, a deal is happening there. But I just wanted to have a quick look at him and see what everyone thinks of him. Polish international, plays for Fenerbahce, 24 years of age. He's been around for a few years now, playing in Poland with Legia Warsaw, in Russia with Dynamo Moscow, and then more recently Feyenoord on loan in the Eredivisie, and then Fenerbahce in the Turkish league. He scores a few goals, an attacking midfielder. I don't know too much about him, so I'm relying on you guys to really tell me. The numbers are decent, as you can see there, for an attacking midfielder. 10 in 40, 1 in every 4 for Feyenoord from attacking midfield. 12 in 32, so just under 1 in 3. He's gone up a bit this season. Let me know what you think. Who knows a lot about him? Would you sign him? What would he cost? Let me know. What would he bring to Tottenham Hotspur? I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know a player when I've probably seen him, but don't really remember it. Let me know what you think. So let me know what you think about all the players we talked about today. Emerson Royal, Brian Hill, Giovanni Lo Celso. If there's any others that you would sell to raise funds, and of course, Szymanski. So please let me know. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you for everyone for all your support as we track down to 13K. About 95 subscribers away now. So please like, please subscribe. Thank you, everyone. Please leave your comments. Let's have a sensible chat about it. And as always, come on, you Spurs.